The remote planet of Lya shimmered like a forgotten jewel in the vastness of the galaxy, its emerald forest swaying beneath a sky streaked with golden clouds, its rivers glinting like veins of liquid starlight. For generations, its people had thrived in serene isolation, untouched by the iron grip of the Galactic Empire that dominated so much of the cosmos. The village of Astria, nestled in a valley cradled by ancient trees, was a testament to this peaceful existence. Its market square alive with the hum of daily life, the laughter of children weaving through the air like a melody. Among them was Alara, a girl of 10 with eyes like polished amber, her boundless curiosity a spark that lit up the lives of everyone around her. Her mother, Kalia, watched from the edge of the square, her heart swelling with quiet pride as Alara darted between stalls, her small hands clutching a woven kite she'd made herself. It was a morning like any other, until the sky darkened. The first sign was a low, menacing hum that rolled over the treetops, a sound that sent birds scattering in panic flocks. The villagers froze, their gazes tilting upward as sleek. Obsidian Imperial dropships pierced the clouds, their hulls glinting with a cold menace under Lya's twin suns. The peace that had defined this world for centuries shattered in an instant as the ships touched down, disgorging ranks of black-armored soldiers onto the soil. At their head stood Commander Praxis, a towering figure whose stern features and unyielding demeanor marked him as a man forged in the crucible of conquest. "Secure the village," he barked, his voice cutting through the rising panic like a blade. "Root out any dissenters. The Emperors will tolerate no resistance." Chaos erupted. The villagers scrambled, some clutching loved ones, others fleeing toward the forest's embrace. But there was no escaping the soldiers' methodical advance. Alara, separated from her mother in the sudden stampede, stumbled through the square, her kite trailing behind her like a fallen banner. Her small frame caught the eye of a young soldier, his hands trembling on his blaster as he shouted, "Halt!" Fear clouded his judgment, and when Alara turned her wide eyes meeting his, he mistook her startled step for defiance. The blaster's whine split the air, and she crumpled, a fragile figure against the cobblestones, her kite slipping from her grasp as the light faded from her eyes. A scream tore from Kalia's throat, raw and primal, as she fought through the crowd to reach her daughter. She fell to her knees beside Alara's still form, cradling her, her sobs a haunting echo that silenced the square. The villagers stood frozen, their shock giving way to a smoldering rage that pulsed through the crowd like a living thing. Praxis, his expression unreadable behind his helmet's visor, barked in order to disperse the onlookers, but it was too late. The death of an innocent child, an act of senseless cruelty, had ignited something unstoppable in the hearts of Lya's people. They turned on the soldiers with fury born of grief, wielding whatever they could find, tools, stones, their bare hands. The Imperials, caught off guard by the ferocity of this untrained resistance, faltered. Word of Alara's death spread like wildfire across Lya, racing through hidden channels to reach the ears of secretive rebellion that had long simmered beneath the planet's surface. In a shadowed grove, far from Astria's burning streets, a figure known only as the Sentinel convened his inner circle, a grizzled veteran of forgotten wars. His face was lined with scars that told tales of survival, his voice a low rumble of resolve. "The Empire has crossed a line," he said, his hands clenched into fists. "They've taken a child from us, a symbol of everything we hold dear. This is our moment. We awaken the Sentinels." Deep within the frost-laden caverns of Lya's northern mountains, a secret lay dormant, a relic of humanity's unyielding spirit. The Sentinels were no ordinary soldiers. They were legends, superhuman warriors engineered in a bygone era, preserved in cryonic slumber for a time of dire need. The Sentinel led a team to the chambers, accompanied by Dr. Mira Voss, a brilliant scientist whose deft hands danced over control panels as the cavern hummed to life. Frost melted from the towering pods, revealing the figures within. The first to stir was Major Elias Kane, a mountain of a man with eyes like storm clouds, his presence radiating an unshakable authority. He stepped from his chamber, muscles rippling beneath his cryosuit, and fixed the Sentinel with a piercing gaze. "What year is it? What's the fight?" 2 centuries since you slept," the Sentinel replied. "The Empire's taken hold, and they've just murdered a child to prove their dominance. We need you to show them humanity doesn't bow." Kane's jaw tightened, a spark of fury igniting in his eyes. If they're killing kids, they've got no right to rule. We're in, one by one. The others awoke. Lieutenant Zarkol, her mind a razor-sharp weapon of strategy. Sergeant Rinholt, a sniper whose aim was the stuff of myth. And Medic Talia Run, whose hands could coax life from the brink of death. Disoriented but resolute, they absorbed the briefing, their mission crystallizing before them. Avenge Alara, protect Lia, and spark a rebellion that would burn across the stars. As they armed themselves with updated gear, sleek, adaptive suits and weapons honed by Myra's genius. The people of Lia rallied, their grief forging a unity stronger than steel. Their first strike came under the cover of night, targeting an Imperial supply hub on the outskirts of Astria. The forest whispered around them as they moved, shadows among shadows, their suits blending seamlessly with the dark. Kane led the assault, his team slipping through perimeter with lethal precision. Cole hacked into the hub systems, her fingers a blur over a portable console, disabling drones and turrets with a flick of her wrist. Holt perched atop a ridge, his rifle singing a deadly tune as he picked off sentries. Warren stood ready, her medkit primed for the inevitable wounded. The hub erupted in controlled chaos, explosives planted, guard silence, and a trove of data stolen before the charges blew, painting the night sky with fire. The victory rippled outward, a beacon to every oppressed world under the Empire's heel. But the Empire was not one to forgive defiance. Days later, as dawn bled crimson over Lia, a fleet descended, hulking warships and legions of troops, led by Praxis himself, his pride wounded and his wrath unbridled. The resistance met them head-on, Astria transformed into a fortress of barricades and traps. Kane charged through the carnage, a titan among men, his blade and blaster carving a path through the enemy. Cole's voice crackled over the comms, calm and commanding, directing ambushes that turned the forest into a graveyard for Imperial armor. Holt's shots rang out from above, each one a death knell, while Rin darted to fray, her hands a lifeline amid the slaughter. The battle teetered on a knife's edge, the Empire's numbers threatening to overwhelm them, until a scout's report revealed a chink in their formation, an overstretched flank right for the taking. Kane led a strike team through the chaos, their ferocity breaking the line wide open. Cole seized a moment, rallying the resistance to pour through the gap, their momentum a tidal wave that drowned the Imperial advance. Praxis, his forces crumbling, snarled a retreat, his ships retreating into the blood-red sky as the cheers of Lia's defenders echoed below. In the aftermath, as smoke curled over scarred earth, the people of Lia stood unbroken. A memorial rose in Astria Square, a simple stone etched with Alara's name, surrounded by kites strung with flowers, a symbol of the cost and the cause. The sentinel addressed the crowd, his voice a vow. This is our beginning. The Empire will return, but we'll be ready. We fight for Alara, for Lia, for every soul they've crushed. Humanity doesn't kneel, not now, not ever. Kane stepped forward, his presence a pillar of strength. We're the Sentinels. We stand or fallen, and we'll tear the Empire down brick by bloody brick. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of defiance, the rebellion's flame burned brighter than ever. Lia had shown the galaxy that humanity's spirit, its courage, its ingenuity, its heart, could defy even the darkest tyranny. The war was far from over, but with the Sentinels at the helm, hope blazed anew, a light no empire could extinguish. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Your support keeps these stories coming. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.